Yes. So we have to keep moving, we have to keep pushing, we have to ring, we have to write letters. That's the only way they're going to take notice of us. If we keep making noise, we are not going to take this lying down. I'd like to introduce you to Lorraine Pratley from Australian Raw Milk Movement. Well folks, I'm very new to real food activism, but I have been an activist for probably 25 years now on various social justice issues in Australia. And I have learned a thing or two over that time. I've learned that the government doesn't seem to be interested in what the people want. The government doesn't seem to be interested in what the people need. And by people, I mean people who work for a living. People who actually go to work and go home again in their job, in their truck or whatever, or people who go to work on the land and come home again. And I believe that's very late at night. I have learned that money speaks very loudly, and that's the voice that the Australian government has been listening to in shutting down raw milk, but also putting all these obstacles in the path of decent small farmers who want to get on with their work and produce nourishing food to nourish people, to get some satisfaction from their work, to do what they love. And most importantly, it's food production. It's about nourishing other human beings. And I'm really angry. The more and more I find out about how difficult that is being made, the angrier I become. But the anger always has to be channeled into productive activity. And so, whilst I agree that yes, writing letters is very important and it's going to be a huge part of the Australian Raw Milk Movement of our campaign, there are lots of other things we can do. For example, this rally today. Look, Regrarians, thank you very, very much for adding a rally on to your day. We need to get out publicly. Even though, look, I mean, this is a pretty good turn up for a working day, but we need to get out in public and show that we are ordinary people. We need to expose their lies. We're not, we haven't all got dreadlocks, not that there's anything wrong with dreadlocks, but we are just from all walks of life and we want to eat food that will nourish us. And so we're out here in the public taking a public stand. I'll tell you a little bit about what we're doing, what we're putting together. The raw milk movement is in its infancy and it is growing fast. There are people who stepped up to take responsibility to organise areas of work. So we've got a team of people putting together a pack up to take to politicians, a lobbying pack, and it'll have in-depth documentation for the staff. It'll have a one-page briefing sheet for the politician, because they're so busy, doing whatever, screwing us all over. And it'll have a letter, and it'll have a means for you to write, to send them our official letter, to write your personal story with it. This will be spreading. The people far and wide will be using this pack to write letters and to go and see their MPs. We have someone who is coordinating market stalls. We'll be going to farmers markets and every other event we can get into and spreading our word and trying to convince people to get into activity. Because although money speaks very loudly and spoke very loudly in the government's ear, and the Victorian government's ear about raw milk, we have the numbers. We are the majority. And so we are the ones who are going to be out there spreading the word to more and more people, and we will not stop until we win. And I'm I won't keep you out in the sun much longer, but I wanted to say that in a world where, I just read the other day that some United Nations body has worked out that by 2016, the richest 85 people in the world, 85 of them, less than there are here, will own the combined assets of the poorest half of the world's population. I mean, one of the speakers said, where are we headed to? So I think that speaks volumes. And we're all in this together, small farmers and consumers. Yes. And I just want to, I guess I'm just having a rant. But what sort of society sends on my dear friend Vicki Jones, and courageous and pioneer fellow raw milk farmer with Jordan and Reg and Diane I've seen here today. She told me that something like, 7 farmers a week, or correct me if I'm wrong, but it's some huge number of farmers, small farmers in Australia go out of business. What sort of society treats farmers like that? Food is one of our most basic human rights. And the very people who are producing it for us are being treated so callously, spat out on the scrap heap for these big corporations that are going to do these huge, several thousand cow farms. It's bad for the cows, it's cruel and inhumane, it's bad for the environment, and it's bad for us. It does not produce nourishing food, and it's bad for the farmers as well. This is their livelihoods. I urge you all to, I hope everyone's coming tonight. We'll have a stall, we'll be handing out some of our literature, and I urge anyone here who's, you've all shown great initiative and guts to come here today, so consider approaching us and getting involved, and we will certainly slot you into an area of work. And also that I see, my vision now is or hopefully our vision can be that a win on raw milk only lays the basis for a stronger real food movement in Australia overall.
We have the numbers. We have the numbers. We can do this because we have the numbers.